the drug lord's goons like a cadre of stormtroopers. They frog-marched me and dragged me, and all around manhandled me up the stairs, through the doorway of the ramshackle tenement, to the suite occupied by the drug lord. She had a fierce beauty and a tall afro that reminded me of my childhood in the 70s. What kind of a life had shaped her into the fierce leader she had become? At first, she peppered me with questions, rapid fire. I did my best to be a proper llama, and to not answer questions directly, for doing so is a very good way to give away far too much energy. I have noticed there are those who ask questions in search of information, and others who ask questions in an effort to assert dominance. She replied, "If you'd been raised as I've been raised, you too would choose dominance. How else could I take care of my mother? How else could I take care of my children? How else could I maintain my territory?" Valid questions, one and all. But it has been observed by those far wiser than myself that the labels by which we attempt to define ourselves, such as daughter and mother and drug lord, could become shackles that make of us a prisoner. Freedom comes not from trying to maintain an identity, nor from striving to accomplish a goal, no matter how worthwhile it might be. But rather, freedom comes from living in a place of centered spontaneity, that we might flow in harmony with the universe, and perhaps create chain reactions like dominoes falling into other dominoes that might influence the world in a positive way, I explained. That's a whole lot of maybes coming from an oddly dressed man with a great big nose, she explained. And then she continued, "How can I be certain that it is safe to give up these roles of daughter and mother and crime boss?" I playfully elaborated, "You cannot be certain, but here's the trick, here's the secret. There are no certitudes, just the illusions of certitudes, promises that we chase after like a puppy after a butterfly, or like a fool chasing after a balloon right off the precipice, right off the cliff. A life could be squandered in the pursuit of certitudes, and peace is only found when we grow comfortable before the towering monolith of all that we do not know." She nodded her head and spared my life. This was inspired by a scene in Hannibal, the sequel to Silence of the Lambs.